Pain is interesting. When we feel it, we typically see it as a sign that something is wrong in our body. At first, it feels like a signal, but when you go from doctor to doctor, unable to figure out what is the cause, the pain becomes something else entirely. It begins to feel as though it's out to get you, to rob you of joy and peace in its presence, almost like an enemy. It doesn't just impact the person experiencing it. It impacts every person who surrounds them. For so much of the past 4 years, I watched my partner Dana suffer with chronic pain. What started as a calf injury spread into both legs, went up her sciatica and into her back. For over a year, doctors had no answers. Even Eastern medicine practitioners couldn't help. Then an MRI showed what we were told were spinal abnormalities, and we thought we found the answer. After resisting the idea of spine surgery for several months, Dana reluctantly agreed as her condition worsened to the point she struggled to even walk. She went in for the first surgery at the beginning of COVID, and 6 weeks later had to have another emergency surgery after a spinal fluid leak was found. As she laid alone in the ICU, praying for death when they couldn't manage her pain, I felt so helpless, and I wondered how we ever got here. The months that followed were some of the hardest of both of our lives. Dana was on bed rest for 2 weeks and slowly began to move again. For a period of time, we assumed her increased pain was due to surgery recovery. But as the months went on, we realized the surgeries did more harm than good. What was supposed to relieve her pain had only caused more, and we felt devastated. We lived in darkness, isolated thanks to the pandemic, and wondered how we would ever move forward with our lives. I had stopped taking on projects to help caretake Dana, and after a while I felt compelled to pick up my camera and document our journey. I believed for a miracle and wanted to have a camera in hand when it happened. Then, slowly, something began to shift. Dana began spending hours each day researching everything she could about chronic pain. She discovered an app called Curable and also found an ex-spine surgeon who had given up his practice due to the rate of failed spine surgeries. She joined his support group each week to learn tools to help her cope with the pain. She found a woman in the UK who had healed herself of chronic back pain and through her guidance, began to learn slow movements she could do safely. She learned about the power of expressive writing and the importance of calming the nervous system. Then we did a virtual Tony Robbins conference where we moved our bodies, meditated, and began to envision a beautiful future. And for the first time since spine surgery, we felt hopeful and open to the possibility that maybe there was a better way. Knowing Dana was among countless others all over the world who suffer with chronic conditions such as pain and illness, I wanted to understand, how did we get here? So we went to visit the ex-spine surgeon Dana had been meeting with weekly, Dr. David Hanscom, who left his practice to help those suffering with chronic pain.
My pain started in 2017, and nobody could figure out or understood where it was coming from. So I think I had a legitimate injury. I was running on a treadmill, I pulled a muscle, and then I have an MRI.
Right.
And I see these results of spinal stenosis, degenerative disc disease, and a herniated disc at L5-S1 with nerve compression.
Right.
And I say, that's it. Should that have been causing pain? Does that cause pain in everybody?
Bulging disc, herniated disc, bone spurs, arthritis, all those have been documented not to cause pain. I don't want to throw my colleagues under the bus because we are trained this way. And so we feel as surgeons, if somebody comes to our office, if everything else has been exhausted, we're the last resort, we feel somewhat obligated to do something. The business of medicine has kidnapped us. They've kidnapped you, they kidnapped me. At my hospital, there was actually a computer program that actually measured my contribution to the profit margin.
Wow.
Based only on procedures, not on outcomes. This is all over the country. This is not just me. There's not one research paper, not one paper in 60 years that says spine surgery works for back pain. But we're upwards of $20 billion a year of surgery for that operation on normal spines.